Hi everyone, Morgan here. So today I want to talk about the top 10 preparedness skills that you can start learning today. That's right. Now, I probably don't suggest that you start learning all 10 of these all at the same time today, but what I mean by today is that you can start learning these things almost immediately. It's not like you have to buy anything special for these things, maybe one or two little things, but we'll talk about that. But these things are so easy that you can get started whenever. All right, so let's learn how we can start taking some actions on these skills and get better prepared. Number one, cooking and baking. So simple, yet a lot of people really don't kind of think of this as like a preparedness skill, but think about all this food that you're storing, like you're going to want to understand how to cook it. Even if it's stuff in a can, you're going to want to understand how to cook it and make it good, how to combine things, what's going to taste good. You're going to want spices. And the more you cook and the more you bake, the more you're going to understand how to put things together, what you can omit, what you can add, and all these different changes and things that you like, don't like, what you're going to do again, what you're never going to do again. So start cooking and baking on a regular basis. Plus, you're going to save money, and that's going to be a huge plus. The next one's going to be mindset. Preparing your mindset is a definite skill. It's learning to control your emotions, learning to control how you perceive things. It's learning to control your biases. It's learning to control stressful situations. And specifically, it's learning to learn how to adapt. Okay, your mindset can either make or break you. If you look at a situation and you say, wow, that sucks, I'm never going to be prepared as that person, that's your mindset. That's your mind trying to actually unintentionally trying to protect you from potential failure, right? But I want you to talk back to your mind and say, hey, stop that, okay? I can do this. I won't be exactly like them, but I can do this. And that's part of creating a strong mindset. And we can start practicing that today and every day by learning what triggers us, by learning our emotions, by learning how to adapt and overcome and see situations and perceive situations just a little bit differently. Next one's going to be composting. So if you're ever planning on having a garden or simply to reduce waste, composting is huge and so easy. Go get a 5-gallon bucket. You probably already have one. If you're watching this video, you're already a prepper and you already have a 5-gallon bucket, right? So go get a 5-gallon bucket and start throwing things into it. Yes, it literally is that easy. When you eat a banana, take your banana peel, throw it in. When you have some leaves, take your handful of leaves, throw it in. When you have some little bit of cardboard, shred it up, throw it in. When you have, just other types of fruit and vegetable scraps, throw it into that compost, right? It really literally is that simple. Just, you can either shake it up with, put the lid on the bucket, shake it up a little bit, put a little bit of water in every once in a while, and you've started composting. Okay, the next one is going to be preserving food. So there's lots of different ways to preserve food, and a lot of people get caught up in the fact that, maybe they have to invest, large amounts of money in canning supplies or a dehydrator or something like that. And sometimes you do, but sometimes maybe you could just dehydrate with your wood stove, or maybe you could dehydrate with your oven if your oven goes down to a low enough temp. Or maybe you could dehydrate with the power of the sun by just putting it, on put some stuff on a board, and then put like a mesh over it so there's some air, and then put it on your lawn. There you go. You're keeping the ants out, and at the same time you're dehydrating food. Bada boom, bada bing, right? So think about the different ways. Also, there's also ways of preserving food that, maybe you just need some like vinegar, or some other ways that, you could make some pickles, or whatever the case may be. It's a very simple process to make certain things and to preserve certain things. And then, of course, preserving is also within a root cellar. And I have a video coming up that's going to be talking about several different ways that you can make a root cellar cheaply, affordably, easily. So watch out for that video. The next one is going to be wild foraging. I think wild foraging is huge. It's important for knowing your landscape. It's important for food. That's just free food. Wild foraging is literally free food. Wild foraging is not just food, but you can find other natural materials. Like I found moss out here, which is a natural material that I can use for a wide variety of things. There's birch bark, which I can use for, to start a fire. I mean, everybody knows birch bark. So while foraging, it's not just for food, but it's for other resources as well. But I will say the very best way to do this is to get a wild foraging book for your specific region, and then take that book and walk around and just start identifying plants. It's a lot of fun. It's very, very easy to do, and I guarantee you're going to be obsessed with it. So just, be warned. But wild foraging is absolutely a skill that I would start learning today. The next one is going to be learning how to purify water. At the very basic, I want you to learn how to filter and boil water. But I also want you to learn the types of viruses and bacteria that could be in water and why they might be in that water. Also, how to actually test your water if you have that ability, and just learn the variety of ways to purify water, okay? Water is a little bit difficult to store for super long term. It's heavy, bulky, that kind of thing. So we may be going out and actually getting water more often than we think, and so we'll need plenty of water purification methods. Next one's going to be exercise. That's right, exercise. This is something that you can start today. And you don't even need anything specific. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need special weights. You don't need anything like that. All you need to do is just go walk around your neighborhood. Go grab a gallon of water and start lifting it as weights, right? Go throw your bug out bag on and just run back and forth throughout the house, or run around your house, or whatever. This is all exercise, and you can do a little bit every single day. And that's it. It's not about, becoming a bodybuilder. It's not about, running marathons. It's just about trying to be a little bit healthier version of yourself. The next one's going to be fire making. I think learning how to make a fire in multiple different ways is a huge skill to know. It will help you with warmth. It will help you cook food. It will help you preserve food. It helps in so many ways. It can also help with security. And hey, if you want to use smoke signals, you're going to need to make a fire first, and also learn to, what's going to create the best smoke. So, all very important things to know. But you can make 1,000 fires, and that 1,001 fire is going to completely fail you. The 1,000 fires before were amazing, but that 1,001 fire, you're gonna be like, what is going on? But because you've already made those 1,000 fires, you're going to be able to better troubleshoot and get this 1,001 failing fire up and going, because you've done it so many times. But not just commercially or homemade fire starters, but as well as finding natural fire starters. Next one's going to be situational awareness. Of course, training your observation and people watching and just general awareness of your surroundings is a skill that can be learned today for free. Every single day you're around, every single day you're out, even at home, okay? Situational awareness should absolutely be, in a thing that you do even while you're at home, listening for strange noises outside or inside your home, noticing, observing things that have moved or are out of place, all these little things, quickly observing the area, room every time you walk into it. These are all situational awareness techniques that we can work on and use every single day, especially at home. When you're just walking to your mailbox, you can be using situational skills by looking at your neighbors, looking at cars, noticing the world around you. All right, the last one is going to be using a map and compass. And I know you may be thinking, I don't know how, much I really need this skill, but let's think about how much we rely on Google Maps or whatever digital map system that you use. We rely on it a lot, right? So if you are unsure, let's say that Google Maps, digital maps, they're all gone. Now you have a map and a compass to rely on. If you know how to read a map and a compass, it's going to come in hugely to navigation, to finding water, to finding animals, to finding a variety of different things, finding resources, all these things. Also, knowing how to read a map and compass can keep you from getting lost in situations. Like if you go out for a hike, and you happen to get lost, well, you have your map and you have your compass, and you can just direct yourself right back onto the course. So learn how to read a map and compass. It can come in handy way more often than you might think. All right, so those are my top 10 preparedness skills that you can learn today. I would really love to hear your thoughts about what other preparedness skills that people can start learning today. There's so many, but I just wanted to choose these top 10 and head on down to the comments to suggest yours as well as to read all the other suggestions. Thank you all so much for watching. Maybe I'll do an updated version if there's enough in the comments section for another video. I'll talk to y'all later. Conquer tomorrow by preparing today. Bye-bye.